Good afternoon, students. Come back to the continuation of the learning the lesson human rights. So we were learning about the fundamental human rights. Let's continue the lesson.
In our India, we see that mainly six fundamental rights are there. Those are, let's see which are those: right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to religious freedom, cultural and educational rights, right to constitutional remedies. Those are six fundamental rights which are related to our Indian constitution. Now let's move on different type of fundamental rights and human rights. In our Indian context, we see that the different fundamental rights and human rights are available. Now let's see. Human rights are universal in nature and it is necessary for the holistic development and human beings. Human rights are universal. It is not a. It is in the nature, it is not implemented in any particular state, any particular country. It is all over the universal. It is related to our whole over the world. Those upheld the dignity, human rights, their violation are not protected by the court of law, and fundamental rights is ensured by the constitution. The fundamental rights are recognized in the constitution of our India. Their violations and addressed by the Supreme Court and High Court. The fundamental rights are the specific in nature and protected in the constitutional law. In this area, we see that fundamental rights are some specific fundamental rights are there. Those are protected by the constitutional law in our India. The institution of human rights protection. Those are institutions which are works to protect the human rights in our India. Those, let's see. The UNO held a meeting with all the member states in 1966. The UNO United Nations Organization was held the meeting on 1966 and it has directed all member states of remaining committee to the protection of the human rights for the purpose of to the protection of human rights in whole over the world. An international human rights commission is formed in the international level. In the international level, we see that the International Human Rights Commission, that's name is the International Human Rights Commission, as a supportive to the National Human Rights Commission. In our India, we see that the National Human Rights Commission are available. The State Human Rights Commission are formed at the national and state level. In the global level, we see that the International Human Rights Commission. In the national level, we see that the National Human Rights Commission. In the state level, we see that State Human Rights Commission. Those are some prominent commissions which are work under the protection of the human rights. The National Human Rights Commission. Now let's see what is the National Human Rights Commission. The National Human Rights Commission is a constitutional body. In our India, the National Human Rights Commission is a constitutional body. It is related to the constitution. It was established through the legislation and parliament in 1993. It was means the National Human Rights Commission was established in the year 1993. It is a watchdog of the human rights in the country. It is a watchdog of the human rights in our country. It is totally protected the human rights in our country. It is a multi-member body. In this commission, we see that many members are participated. It has the chairman and 4 members, and the chairman should be a retired judge of the Supreme Court. In this, we see that the chairman and 4 members, that chairman was the retired judge of the Supreme Court. He should be the retired judge of the Supreme Court. The member should be the either the court judge and the high court judge and retired judges. Those members are the retired judge and current judge and the high court judge, and they are maybe the retired judge. And two members should have the practical knowledge of the human rights, and the commission also have the four ex officio members. In this area we see that the four ex officio members are there, and that two members should have the knowledge about the practical knowledge about the human rights. The chairman and the members are appointed the president of India. The chairman and the member of the National Human Rights Commission were appointed by the president of India. Their tenure is 5 years, and till attainment of the 70 years of the age. Their tenure, their working years is 5 year, and till they attain the attainment of the 70 years of age. Whichever the earlier, and they receive the remuneration as the fixed by the central government, and the commission has been mandated to the function and independent without prejudice and interference. In this area, in the selection of those president and the the chairman and the members, we could not see any type of interference of any other like political parties and the political leaders. They could not participate, they could not interfere in this matter. Now let's see State Human Rights Commission. As per the human right law in 1993, the State Human Rights Commission are established in the state level. In the year 1993, that the human right law was implemented on that time. Through that we see that the State Human Rights Commission was established in the state level. It is a state level. It is a state level commission. They take the human right and violation case. In this area we see that they take the human rights and violation case. The state commission has one chairman and two members. In the state commission we see that only one member and two member and one chairman. And the chairman should be a retired judge and from the High Court. Each chairman should be the retired judge of the High Court. The member should be either serving High Court and the judge, retired judge, and they should have served the district court for the all least 7 years, and they are appointed by the governors. Those means the two members and one chairman should be appointed by the governor. Who is the governor of our Karnataka? Our governor of Karnataka is Vijubhai Vala. Now let's move on. The National Commission for Scheduled Caste. Now let's see the National Commission for the Scheduled Caste. The National Commission is a National Commission for Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes was bifurcated in the year 2003 by the 89th Amendment of the Article 338, 338. The National Commission for the Scheduled Caste and the National Commission for the Scheduled Tribes, they were formed. Before the 2003, we see that the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes are Scheduled Tribes and Scheduled Caste are in one commission. After the 2003, we see that those are bifurcated. They are separated as the National Scheduled Caste and the National Commission for Scheduled Caste and the National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. The National Commission for Scheduled Caste has one chairman and one vice chairman and three members. In the National Commission for Scheduled Caste, we see that the one vice chairman and one chairman and one vice chairman and three members. They are appointed by the President of India. They are means those chairmen and vice chairmen and the three members are appointed by the President of our India. The commission addressed that issued the atrocities on the schedule and the caste people was also identified as the violation of the human rights against such people, as provided relief to them. It was implemented for the betterment of the scheduled caste. This commission also provides the need information and statistic, and the central government and the state government and plan the various programs for the benefit of those peoples. This commission was a formation for the statistic. This commission has given a statistic to the central government and the state government. They has implemented some many programs for the betterment of the scheduled tribes, scheduled caste. Sorry. Now let's see National Commission for Scheduled Tribe. The National Commission for Scheduled Tribes come into existence as per the 89th Amendment of the Constitution. It was implemented under the 89th Amendment of the Constitution of India in the year 2003. This commission has the chairman, vice chairman and 3 members. In this commission we see that the same as it is in scheduled tribe, in scheduled caste, like chairman, vice chairman and 3 members. They are also appointed by the President of India and the function are similar to that the National Commission for Scheduled Caste. They are also implemented some programs for the betterment of the scheduled tribes and they are also think for the development of those scheduled tribes. The National Commission for Backward Classes. The National Commission for Backward Classes. This commission was founded in the year 1993. This commission was implemented in the year 1993 and it has the chairman and 4 members. It has only one chairman and 4 members and the commission protected the right of the backward classes. This commission was protected the rights of backward classes. Now let's move on. The National Commission for Women. In this area we see that in order to protect the rights of women, the National Commission for the Women was formed under the law in 1990 and in the National Commission for Women and they formed under the law in 1990. It was implemented in the year 1990. This commission has one chairman, 5 members and sensitized and women on their constitutional rights. They had given work under the prominent of women rights and it is also studied that the status of women and with respect to the education, sociology, economical and health. They are all work under the area of education, sociology, economic and health. Now let's see National Commission for Minorities. The National Commission for Minorities was formed in the year 1992. This commission was formed in the year 1992 and they protected the minority and the people that the commission has one chairman, one vice chairman and the 5 members. In this area we see that the one chairman, one vice chairman and the 5 members. The 6 religious committees have been identified as a minorities. In our India we see that the six religious committees, those are comes under the minorities. Those are, first one is Muslim, second one is Christians, third one is Sikhs, fourth one is Buddhist, fifth one is Parsis, sixth one is Jains. This commission undertook the study of minorities and take necessary steps to protect the interest and the minority community. Those are all work under the area for the development of minorities. And before going to end our session, now let's see some important and prominent dates. Those are the National Human Rights was implemented in the year 1993 and the State Human Rights Commission was implemented in the year 1993 and after that the National Commission for Scheduled Caste was implemented in 2003 and the National Commission for the Scheduled Tribes was implemented in the year 2003. After that the National Commission for the Backward Classes was implemented in the year 1993. The National Commission for Women, this was implemented in the year 1990. The National Commission for Minorities, this was implemented in 1992.